I'm 84 years old, and a few weeks ago, standing in my kitchen with a fresh cup of tea, it suddenly hit me. This home, filled with decades of memories, might no longer be the best place for me. Perhaps you've experienced the same moment yourself, standing in a room you've known intimately yet feeling uncertain about its place in your future. Did you know nearly 70% of older adults seriously consider moving into retirement communities at some stage? Like you, I wrestled with concerns about independence, privacy, emotional connections, and the financial implications involved in making such a life-altering choice. The renowned psychologist Carl Jung once said, "The afternoon of life is just as full of meaning as the morning, only its meaning and purpose are different." Now, in the afternoon of my life, I've come to understand that decisions about our future aren't merely practical, they're deeply emotional and profoundly personal. But how can we know for sure when it's truly the right time to make such a profound change? If you're feeling anxious, uncertain, or even fearful about this decision, trust me, I felt exactly the same. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through 5 essential considerations I found vital in my own reflection. We'll talk honestly about independence, emotional adjustments, healthcare, finances, and maintaining personal fulfillment. Each insight is supported by research, real experiences from people who've faced this decision, and my personal reflections. By the end, my hope is you'll feel clearer, more confident and comforted, knowing your decision is thoughtful and uniquely right for you. Independence has always been central to my identity, perhaps yours too. The freedom to choose how I spend each moment, to rise with the dawn or linger over breakfast, to welcome friends spontaneously, or simply enjoy quiet afternoons undisturbed. So naturally, when considering a move to a retirement home, my first and deepest worry was about maintaining the independence and privacy I've cherished all my life. When I first considered leaving my home of nearly 50 years, my deepest fears weren't practical, they were emotional. The very thought of packing away photographs, leaving familiar spaces, and saying goodbye to lifelong neighbors felt overwhelming. Perhaps you felt this too, the quiet dread of losing a place filled with cherished memories. Interestingly, research confirms we're not alone in these fears. Nearly half of all seniors moving into retirement homes initially report feelings of loneliness, nostalgia, and emotional unease. Yet there's a remarkable and hopeful statistic that gave me pause. After about 6 months, approximately 80% of seniors experience significant improvements in emotional health, forming new friendships and finding an unexpected sense of belonging. To understand this better, I spoke candidly with Elizabeth, a resident who had moved into a retirement home a year ago. Her honesty was comforting yet strikingly familiar. At first I felt completely lost. I missed everything, my home, my neighbors, even my old routines. Honestly, I feared I'd made a terrible mistake. Gradually, Elizabeth explained how she decided to participate actively in community events, slowly opening herself to new relationships. Within months, what began as unfamiliar territory became genuinely comforting. Elizabeth taught me an essential truth. Emotional adjustment doesn't happen by accident. It's deliberate, a conscious choice requiring openness, patience, and courage. Her experience made me confront my own emotional readiness. I asked myself bluntly, am I truly prepared to start fresh socially at 84? Could I genuinely embrace new friendships, or would the longing for my past overshadow my willingness to engage? Philosopher Heraclitus wisely noted, "Change is the only constant in life," and these words reminded me that emotional adjustment doesn't mean dismissing past happiness. It simply means bravely making room for new joys. Consider this deeply yourself. How comfortable are you with meeting new people regularly? Would forming new friendships energize you emotionally or feel exhausting at this stage in your life? Understanding your true emotional and social needs can profoundly influence your decision. Ultimately, feeling at home isn't merely becoming familiar with new surroundings. It's actively choosing to build fresh connections and giving yourself permission to discover happiness in unexpected places. In the end, emotional adaptation isn't about abandoning your past. It's about courageously stepping into your future, embracing both old memories and new experiences. At my age, I've learned embracing life's realities doesn't mean surrendering independence or dignity. Recently, after experiencing a minor fall in my garden, I was reminded sharply of my vulnerability. Suddenly, healthcare, which I'd always managed casually, became essential for my daily peace of mind. Perhaps you've had similar moments of realization when your body gently but unmistakably reminds you of its limits. It's reassuring to know that nearly 60% of seniors who move into retirement homes cite immediate access to healthcare as their primary reason. Indeed, easy availability of professional care is consistently one of the top factors influencing seniors' decisions to relocate. Curious to understand this perspective, I spoke openly with James, a resident who transitioned to assisted living after multiple health incidents. Initially hesitant, James confessed, "I worried moving meant admitting defeat, yet soon I realized I'd been living under constant anxiety about potential emergencies. Now, knowing help is immediately available allows me to enjoy each day more fully." James's candid reflection resonated deeply. It highlighted an essential truth. Genuine independence includes freedom from worry as much as freedom of choice. Still, I needed to ask myself carefully, do I truly require continuous healthcare at this moment, or am I prematurely anticipating a need I might not have yet? Moving into a retirement home purely out of anxiety could mean sacrificing precious independence unnecessarily. Considering alternative options such as home healthcare services or local support networks is equally important. Remember, data consistently show that seniors with prompt medical support available experience significantly reduced anxiety and markedly improved overall health outcomes. Ultimately, finding the right balance between healthcare support and personal independence depends on thoughtful self-assessment. Benjamin Franklin's timeless wisdom, "An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure," resonates here clearly. Whether your peace of mind comes through relocating or remaining in your current home, your decision should emerge from a clear-eyed evaluation of your immediate and future health realities. In the end, choosing the right path regarding healthcare means carefully balancing practical necessity with emotional comfort. When I first started exploring retirement homes, I approached it pragmatically, carefully jotting down monthly fees and expenses, confident I understood the financial commitment clearly. Yet the deeper I delved, the more complex it became. Did you know roughly 65% of retirees underestimate the true financial impact of moving into retirement communities? Hidden costs, annual increases, and unexpected expenses for extra care often arise later, catching even the most financially savvy retirees off guard. One day I met Margaret and Philip, a couple who had done meticulous planning prior to their move. Yet they admitted something startling. "We thought we had accounted for everything, but costs increased faster than we anticipated, especially when health issues emerged." Their honesty profoundly shaped my own planning. It's not enough to know today's fees. You must clarify how prices might increase in future years and how changes in your personal care requirements could affect your finances significantly. Their experience compelled me to reflect honestly on my own financial situation. I asked myself plainly, can I comfortably afford a retirement home today? And am I confident I'll remain financially secure 5, 10, or even 15 years down the line? Financial stress at our age isn't merely about dollars and pounds. It directly impacts our emotional peace and overall well-being. Consulting financial advisors and asking detailed questions of retirement home administrators helped greatly. Questions like, what's the average annual fee increase? Are there additional costs for personalized care? What happens financially if my healthcare needs suddenly intensify? Addressing financial realities thoroughly requires honesty and careful calculation. American financial expert Dave Ramsey famously said, "A budget tells your money where to go instead of wondering where it went." His wisdom guided my reflection profoundly. Carefully reviewing your resources and understanding all potential costs provides clarity and emotional security, ensuring your decision, whether moving or staying put, is genuinely right for you. In the end, financial clarity isn't simply practical, it's deeply reassuring. One quiet evening, contemplating this potential life change, I reflected deeply on what truly brings meaning to my days. It wasn't just routines or social interactions. It was the profound feeling of being useful, valued, and fulfilled. A troubling question soon arose. Could moving into a retirement home enhance my sense of purpose, or would it unintentionally diminish my ability to pursue personal passions and meaningful activities? Recent studies reveal a remarkable fact. Seniors who retain a clear sense of purpose report significantly better emotional health, improved physical vitality, and increased longevity. However, maintaining personal fulfillment within a structured retirement community isn't always straightforward. To understand this more clearly, I visited a retirement home and spoke candidly with Edward, a retired professor who had recently moved there. Initially frustrated, Edward shared openly. At first, the structured schedules felt stifling. I genuinely missed pursuing my interests independently. But gradually, I found ways to balance organized activities with my personal passions. Edward's honesty prompted important reflection. Could I find such balance myself? Retirement homes typically offer organized activities, social events, and structured programs, which can be either enriching or limiting, depending entirely on your personal preferences. Would structured activities stimulate me, or would they unintentionally limit my ability to pursue interests spontaneously and independently? Viktor Frankl, the renowned philosopher, wisely stated, "Life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose." His words guided my reflection profoundly. If you're seriously considering a retirement home, it's crucial to honestly assess what gives your life genuine fulfillment and joy. Are your passions, whether gardening, reading, painting, or volunteering, supported or restricted by the retirement communities you're exploring? Ensuring your decision aligns closely with what genuinely matters to you is essential, as lasting happiness in your retirement years depends fundamentally upon continuing to feel purposeful and valued. Remember, your decision isn't simply about where you live. It's about how meaningfully, actively, and joyfully you continue living each day. Ultimately, your sense of purpose and fulfillment isn't dictated by your environment alone. It's something you can actively nurture wherever you choose to live. After carefully exploring these crucial considerations, independence, emotional adjustments, healthcare security, financial realities, and personal fulfillment, I've come to deeply appreciate something important. The decision to move into a retirement home isn't about finding a universally right answer. It's about discovering what's specifically right for you. At 84, I've learned that life's greatest decisions rarely come neatly packaged with guarantees. Yet, when we approach them thoughtfully, we allow ourselves to live more authentically and confidently, truly honoring who we've become. Recently, I discovered an insightful study revealing that over half of seniors experience significant anxiety when contemplating leaving their long-time homes, worrying deeply about making the wrong decision. Knowing this statistic reassured me, as it reminded me that uncertainty at this crossroads is both natural and profoundly human. If you're experiencing similar anxiety, please know you're in good company. The essential step, I realized, was taking a quiet moment to ask myself honestly, what truly matters most to me at this stage in my life? Maintaining independence, emotional comfort, guaranteed healthcare, financial clarity, or feeling purposeful and fulfilled? Answering that question clearly and gently provided me with remarkable clarity. I found it helpful to speak openly with trusted family members and friends, and even professionals who had guided others through this process, enabling me to arrive at my decision with confidence and peace. No matter what decision you ultimately make, whether choosing a retirement home or deciding to remain right where you are, know that your thoughtful, carefully considered choice is precisely the right one for you. Shakespeare wisely reminded us this above all, to thine own self be true. Embrace this decision not as an obligation or a source of stress, but as an empowering opportunity to create the next chapter of your life, one that remains vibrant, joyful, and authentically yours. I genuinely hope that this discussion has provided comfort and clarity, helping you approach your decision with confidence and optimism. Please share your own thoughts, experiences, or questions in the comments below. I'd truly love to hear from you. And if today's reflections resonated with you, consider subscribing to stay connected as we continue exploring meaningful ways to thrive during this precious time of life. Standing at this important crossroad, I've come to realize the immense value of kindness, especially kindness towards oneself. Decisions about moving into a retirement home are rarely straightforward or easy. They're profoundly emotional, woven through with memories, hopes, fears, and a complex tapestry of life's practical concerns. If you find yourself holding conflicting feelings, excitement about new beginnings intertwined with sadness about leaving familiar surroundings, please know these emotions are completely natural. Embracing them gently, without judgment, has become an essential part of my journey. A dear friend once shared a powerful quote by Eleanor Roosevelt that has stayed with me ever since. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Even at 84, your dreams remain important, powerful, and beautiful. Perhaps they're focused on comfort, companionship, independence, or security. But whatever they are, they deeply matter. As you approach this decision, allow your dreams to guide you towards a life that genuinely resonates with who you are and what you value most deeply. Remember, you are never alone in facing these decisions. Thousands of seniors find themselves standing exactly where you are right now, each choosing a path uniquely suited to their own desires, circumstances, and personalities. Sharing your experiences, hopes, and even fears openly can offer profound comfort, not just for yourself, but for others traveling the same road. I'd sincerely love to hear about your journey, the questions you've asked yourself, and the choices you've made or are considering. In the end, what truly matters is your happiness, your peace of mind, and your continued enjoyment of life. Wherever you choose to call home, ensure it's a place where you can thrive emotionally, physically, and spiritually. You've earned the right to live fully, confidently, and joyfully. After all, this is your life, and you deserve nothing less.